Hey guys, Delora Dabbles here, and this is the final video in my three-part series of my top 2 tarot books of each reading style. And last but not least, certainly, we were talking about the Rider-Waite-Smith style of reading. So this is a really difficult kind of thing to pick 2 books on, because I don't have a lot of books on just how to read Rider-Waite-Smith. Rider-Waite-Smith is fairly straightforward, very easy to read intuitively, so not a lot of people are actually looking for books on the subject. And there are so many books on the subject that are so similar and say the same things that it was hard to find books that weren't redundant. And the one book that I'm suggesting here by Kim Huggins can easily be replaced by basically any Tarot 101 book or beginner tarot whatever book. This is just the one that caught my fancy versus the others, and it caught my fancy mainly because the way it breaks down the majors cards and how it groups them into archetypes. So that's very different, and it kind of teaches you how the court cards sort of interact with each other in a different way than just 0, 1, 2, 3, brr, right? It groups them off and compares and contrasts them in very interesting ways that kind of breathes new life into it. And other than just that, right, it is a very majors specific book in that way. But when it does talk about the minors, there's actually a little subsection called Kabbalah that kind of gives you a very, very brief crash course in Kabbalah, a very brief crash course in astrological correspondences for the minors, and things like that. And the way that it kind of takes you through the minors and all these little mini crash courses throughout, you might be like, oh, that Kabbalah thing sounds really cool, let me get into that. Or you could say, I'm not really into that, but I kind of like the numerology aspect. Maybe I'll focus more on like tarot numerology. Maybe the next book I'll get is a numerology book on tarot or whatever. It's kind of like, what do I say? It's like a resource book that tells you a little bit of everything so that you can decide what to focus on, right? And I love books like that because we're all different. We all want to focus on different things. So I like to suggest books that are like that. There are a crap ton of spreads in here, like an actual like bunches of spreads in here for a for such a well-rounded, meaty book with lots of stuff in it. I find that there are a lot of spreads, and she does make room for the spreads. She also, in the back, she talks about how to handle difficult questions, which kind of runs the gambit of not just difficult questions, but difficult and needy querents. Sometimes I won't even bring my cards out with me to some of my, what do you call them, local haunts, my regular haunts, because I'm like, oh God, if so-and-so is there, I can just say I don't have them with me, right? Because there are some people that are that needy. Anywho, what was I going to say in closing for this? I feel like there's something else I need to say about this and I can't think what. Oh my gosh, okay. Well, I can't think of what I was going to say. Very well-rounded. I like it. It's a pretty good beginner book. So I feel like if you can find this book, cool. If you can't, just find a beginner 101 book that kind of covers sort of what you're looking for. The other one is a must. No other book can replace this book. I love this book. It's a fairly recent publication. It is Tarot Skills for the 21st Century by Josphine McCarthy. I love Josphine McCarthy. And like, full disclosure, I'm going through her Quaria program right now. It's completely free online. She wrote it all in contacted writing, which means she was doing ritual for like however many years straight it took her to write the whole thing. And she offers it for free. Completely for free. Yeah. I haven't seen any other magician put that much work into teaching the community and not want to get any kind of monetary return for that. And it is for that reason that I will always respect Josphine McCarthy to the utmost. This book is probably one of the best books on tarot that I have found. She does talk about, you know, how to use magical spreads. So there are magical spreads in here. Not all of us who read tarot are interested in magic, but a lot of us are. So, but even if you're not interested in magic, this book really is the best for really knowing how to cleanse your deck, how to keep parasites away, what parasites are, how you attract parasites to your deck in the first place. Don't cry and shuffle your deck, people. I love how she's not afraid to talk about touchy subjects like health readings and death and things like that. Her meanings for the minors, and I love that, like, I agreed with her before she even published it, but I've always felt like everyone reads the minors differently, and I love to find decks where the artist has taken some liberties with the pictures on the minors of Rider-Waite-Smith decks, and I love that because to me it makes that deck unique, and it shows me that the artist has enough experience with tarot to make those changes and to feel confident in the changes that they do make. And she was like, oh yeah, I know. Over time, you will develop your own meanings, but here are my meanings for the minors, and I'm not going to give you a whole lot because you could obsess over the minors. And she tells you, you know, like, I don't want you obsessing over my meaning for the minors. I'm going to give you some information that's just kind of generally good jumping off points. And from there, you know, she encourages you to move on and create your own meanings for the minors by going out and doing. Her entire section on the minors is this. It's like just a few pages. And then we get to chapter 5, my favorite chapter in this entire book. This is where she talks about the parasites and things like that. She brings up some very good questions like, when you shuffle your deck, who are you asking your question to? Who are you trying to get to guide your cards to the correct answer? Are you asking your higher self? Are you asking the great library? Like, who are you asking? If you're just asking the ether, then does that mean anyone can answer? Does that mean a parasite can answer? Right? Super cool. Her layouts is like half the books. Half the book is just about layouts because she'll give you each layout and then she gives you each layout again, this time with an example, and she runs through the examples of every spread she has. She runs through an example. And not only does she run through an example, she has what's called, let me flip through it and find it. She uses a very specific term and it's very funny. Oh my gosh, where is it? No, she's got like the, let me find this because it's a thing. Let me find it. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to edit this video. I didn't want to have to edit this video. God damn it. But she has like the, she has the complete answer. And then she has there we go. She has observations for esoteric study. And then she has a panicked reading example, right? So she gives you an example of a panicked reading. And she tells you, like, this is what each card is actually saying. Here's how you can panic, assume the worst, and really mess up the reading. So she doesn't just give you an example of, oh, this is the correct way to do it. She's like, here's how you could also fuck this up. I'm telling you how you could fuck this up so that I can prevent you from fucking it up, right? And I like that because it's not enough for me to know how to do it the right way. I love learning how to do things and making my own mistakes. And if a writer is good enough to present me with potential mistakes that I can make, then I can learn from those without making them, right? And that's cool to me, and I like that she did that in this book. So this one is definitely a must fucking have. Tarot Skills for the 21st Century by Josphine McCarthy. I feel like using these two in tandem specifically, this one is very, very rooted, very much about how to use tarot. And this one really does focus on meanings and how to get to the meanings. And this one is like actually like how to read, like the practice of reading, not just focused on meaning, but focused on the practice of reading. This one is focused on meaning. So this is what really rounds them out and what makes reading them in tandem so important. I hope that you guys liked this top 2 video for the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. And I'll say it just like what I said for Thoth. You can totally read these however you want to. You don't need these books. But these are resources in case you wanted to know a little bit more about how to read Rider-Waite-Smith. So if you like this video, please hit the like button so I know that these are videos that you guys like. And hit subscribe if you like me and the resources that I have to share. And until next time, happy dabbling and bye-bye.